الله يوفقك.
لا اليوم طويل.
معنا ساعة.
كويس. يعني احنا
بعد الساعة الله أعلم. مهندس بيك يعني.
والله في ناس بتسافر اليوم.
الخميس الناس بتسافر.
لا أول يوم رمضان الناس اللي تفطر.
تفطر معنا.
باشمهندس في طريقة تطلع الليفل اوف سيرفيس من سينكرو نفسه.
ايوه
طلع معي امس.
ايوه في.
استغربت اني قد ذاك يوم قلت انا استخدم الجدول.
وهذا اذا انت ما اضفت في خانة تضغط عليها في الريبورت تضيف الليفل اوف سيرفيس يطلع لك في الريبورت.
طلع لي.
اي ممتاز. بس احيانا اللي مش ضايفين الخانة هذه انه يتم اضافتها في الريبورت ما يطلع له الديلي. صح؟ في حال والله ما طلع الليفل اوف سيرفيس بيرفق مع الجدول.
بس الديلي يطلع لنا.
يطلع
الديلي يطلع لك على انها بي والريبورت طلع لك اياها على انها دي.
نعم صحيح. في عندك توتال انترسكشن ولكل ابروتش.
اي انا هذا يطلع لي.
احنا بناخذ توتال انترسكشن. يعني مثلا وين فاتحين هنا فاتح السنتر. والله حتى انا ما صليت. هلا كيف حالك؟
خير يعني.
انا بصلي وبعد شوي.
خضرة.
طلع معك ها؟ طلع معك دي. ايش؟ دي.
الا طلع لي دي انا.
طلع دي.
طلع لي دي.
ايش طلع لي؟ دي انا طلع.
يرضي ان شاء الله ما يحد بيدقق يعني هو.
في كوافات
كل واحد
موجودة في
والله قاعد تفرفر حصات بيك وفاة
والله.
اخوان ريبورت طويل. انا والله بت حطيت لي كل الصور يعني صورت كل شيء موجود حطيته. ما خليت شيء.
انا حطيت صور.
كيف تنزل الكونستريشن؟
لا والله للحين ما
محتار.
والله محتار يا اخي فيها تلدز
كل شيء الحين
عارف انا والله بس كيف بتكون طبيعتي ما ادري كيف جديد يكون برنامج جديد ولا ايش؟
ايش؟
برنامج جديد
صح عليك.
هذا نواشات رهيب رهيب. هذه نواشات في الثاني.
Yes. You went to pay. What is old report? I didn't get it.
ماشي جبال حبكوا ما شاء الله.
وصل السيارة
زين
عندي بريك سيارتي أو ما يدري السيارة.
هو بعد التراس ما عندك شيء. مو قصدك لا لا خلاص قصدي
خط ورقم.
والله ما ادري بوصل على الفطور ولا لا. عندك شوف لو طلع
بس انا بديتكم مركب يا شيخ.
لا
اهم شيء.
لو طلع من هنا اثنتين
بس قدام هنا 6.
شوف كيف
بعدين 6 ساعات.
اسمع حسب كذا طلعت من الخبر من ساعة اثنتين ونص خبر لا كم تبت صراحة؟ طيب كم بس؟
I told you to make a print out and give one copy to the staff. For this. There are so many who has not yet submitted.
45
The central report is already late by 2 weeks now. So what is your name? So you want to replace this? I will clear this. Clear means it will go. Okay? Wait. Hadi Ali, Nayak, Haldi, Otevi, Majef, Kuber, why you have not submitted this? Both reports. And Yahya Imam. Gentlemen, today we will do design and analysis of basic freeway segment. So this is a small presentation. I have to go a little, and we will try to finish by 2 o'clock. There is a class here 2 o'clock. Once the classes start, if you want, you can sit on the back computer and try to use this. This is a very simple software. If you see it, 5 minutes, it will give you the output. Just few data you have to enter and press enter, like how much is this. He will ask some information. Once you put it, it will be printed. Not like Engr or this is more easy, and highway capacity software we will be using. So this is the second software you are learning now in this course after Engr. Okay, so everyone should have submitted by now the Engr report. Introduction, for every whenever there is a topic or this, I am always putting a learning objective to it so that you can analyze that what is really why we are doing this topic, this experiment. Isn't it? Spot speed, what is the need for it? Like that we have done saturation flow startup last time, what is the need for it? Isn't it? Like that. So to introduce, the learning objective is to introduce highway capacity manual or software, which is HCS, in designing and analyzing basic freeway segment. Now, first of all, what is basic freeway segment? You have learned in the theory class with Dr. Amar. What is it? Basic freeway segment. In a highway, which part of the highway or which portion of the highway is called as basic freeway segment? Basic freeway segment.
Shoulder.
What is it?
Shoulder.
Shoulder? No, not shoulder. Okay. You are saying freeway segment. Shoulder is a part of any road, isn't it? So even for a small road. At the end of the class, you will know where to find things and how to apply the HCM or HCS to traffic operation problems. Okay? So here, this software, as we use it, you will know how we will apply it. As I told you, it is very simple software. Just within 5 minutes, you will learn it and you will apply it. Now, there are different terminology which is used in every software or in every field, isn't it? So here also we will have, there are certain terms which is LOS. What is LOS? Level of service. What do you mean by level of service? Peak hour factor. What is a peak hour factor? You know about it, peak hour factor, isn't it? What it is? Yes, that is where we want to determine when the peak hour occurs. Peak hour also fluctuates. So what is the factor? PHF you have find out in one of the experiments. Service flow rate, what do you mean by it? Now, when we talk about level of service analysis of basic freeway segment, we will start with some ideal conditions which can happen and make adjustment. Adjustments to what? To the median type. What type of median you have? You know, when you have two-way traffic, there is a median in between. Sometimes it's a small, sometimes it is big. There are certain types of median. Lane width of the lane defines. Is it a small lane? Is it a big lane? Normally, not much difference occurs for expressway, freeway, etc. The lane width is standardized as per ASHTO or as per the standards. Lateral clearance, if you have a clearance on both sides, and what are the access points? Access point means, suppose you are in a highway, you want to take an exit to access something. There is a petrol pump, there is something, or you are taking an exit to some other city, like that. So all these things has to be considered while doing the analysis. Now, we will have uninterrupted flow facilities, transportation facilities. There are different types of facilities in transportation. Okay, all these things should have been already covered to you in the theory class. I am just trying to refresh it. So please try to see. It's not that in this lab course we will go through details of it, explaining you what these are. When you are coming to the lab, it is assumed already that in the theory it has been covered. Okay, uninterrupted flow facility. Freeway and multi-lanes are the one. Weaving and ramps area, two or more lane facilities, usually they are considered as uninterrupted, in which you don't have a stop sign, you don't have interruption, as the word itself is telling you. Now, what is the interrupted flow facilities? Signals, where you are getting stopped. Unsignalized intersection also, there are there. The unsignalized, but you have a roundabout, you have a speed breaker, there are stop signs like that. Urban street, usually these are in the urban areas, mostly not in rural. Interchange ram and terminals. You have sometimes interchange going up and down, isn't it? That also sometimes can cause you some delay or some stoppage. Use of traffic capacity analysis. Two issues of traffic analysis. Traffic capacity should be considered. How much traffic a given facility can accommodate? Capacity analysis. You have already a route, say the Maurya highway. Okay, it has a capacity. How much it can accommodate? Like that. You have a road from Hobart to Daman, for example. Do you need a new highway? Because transportation planning need to be started long before where the need is started. You cannot say that today, okay, there is and tomorrow you start constructing it. It cannot be. It has to be planned well ahead, 5 years before the planning is done. That is what the plan. What you are saying now, talking about vision 2030 or this is a plan. That by that time we want this facilities, this thing. So it has to be planned, started, so that in 10-year times, 20-year times, that things can be reached. Because these types of projects of transportation are very huge projects. Okay, they need a lot of time to prepare to do it. Because sometimes land is not available, sometimes materials, there are many. You see, we are transit, this railway. Long back it has started. If it is in any other country, it would have finished long back, I would say. Yeah. Now, still there are hiccups, there are problems, there are this, still it is not fully operational. You know, although billions and billions has been spent, top class world consultants, designers, this, all international companies you will find now in Riyadh. Over. So there are challenges, you know, because of many other things. So this is what, so one has to know the issues of under what operating condition it can accommodate that much traffic. That is called level of service. That is under what operating condition it will accommodate that traffic. Suppose there is a road, it has 100 cars. Every day 100 people are going because there is a school at that end and people leave at this end and they have to go, or there is an office going and coming like that. So level of service will determine, instead of 100, if 120 cars comes there, what will happen? Is it? Because it is a little bit exceeding the capacity. You cannot say that, okay, after 100 car I will stop, nobody should go on that road. It's not like that. So highway capacity manuals helps us. A highway capacity manual is a comprehensive, wholesome type of manual which has been like a ASHTO standards. It's the standard for constructing, for making all types of highways for in the world, or it has been started or designed, or you say produced by US. But most of the highways here, all the Ministry of Transportation standards, they follow US standards of this, so it is more or less related here also. 19 1950 it was started with the public value of road. This is just to give you an idea. Of course, it is TRB is very important. This way they call it highway capacity software. It is developed in 1995. Now every 10 years they update it. 5 years they update it, something like that. Usually 10 years is a period because manual etc. is a big thing. It cannot be done like every year or every you have an AutoCAD software new version coming, isn't it? It's not like that. This type of software or manual, you get a lot of data to get updated. So now we have 2020. Now a new version is also available over here. Okay. Now, what is the capacity? Capacity is defined by HCM. Actually, it is a definition as per the manual, because everywhere you will have a definition to it. Definition for as given. The maximum hourly rate at which person or vehicles can be reasonably expected to traverse a point or uniform segment of a line or roadway during a given time period under prevailing condition. See, the words are there. There are certain words that has to be cached. That's why I made it different color. Just to go. Hourly rate, maximum hourly rate in 1 hour. Person or vehicle? Normally we call it vehicle. Person means when you have cycling, etc. That is for a scooter, what we call vehicle. Reasonably expected to traverse means travel. A point or a uniform segment of a lane during a given time period under prevailing condition. Within a given time period, we are a morning hour, afternoon hour. Given time. This time period is different than this. Hourly, in 1 hour. 1 hour of morning, rush hour. 1 hour of afternoon. 1 hour of evening. Right? Isn't it? Evening also there are 2 times. After 10 or 11, maybe traffic still start coming down. But it's 6, 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, you may find still more traffic, isn't it? So like that, that is prevailing condition, whatever is the condition. Today it is sunny, tomorrow there is a rain, next day there may be cloudy. So whatever is the condition based on that. So it's a comprehensive definition. See, hourly rate analyzes for peak hour, peak burst, 15-minute period. You know, peak hour factor, 15 minute, 10 minute, that will per person or vehicle. Sometimes we can make use of persons or vehicle. Some irregularity expected, but capacity is not, is a fixed value, reasonably expected. Now, with different prevailing conditions, different methods to estimate capacity. You have different conditions that you have to estimate based on that, the capacity. What is the prevailing condition? How much is the traffic? What is the condition of the roadway? And what is the control on it? Because sometimes the road is bad. Obviously, speed will, everyone will start slowing down, isn't it? If there are potholes and other things. Now, what we are explaining is all about level of service, because in this particular software, the end product, what you will find is the level of service of, it's a terminology used for the highway, that how easy it is to drive, how comfortable, how safe, all those things taken into consideration. The level of service is a letter designated that describe a range of operating condition on a particular type of facility. Okay, it is a letter A, B, C, D. Like in the class performance, you get at the end what? A letter grade. A, B, C, D, whatever, based on the performance. Isn't it? On the highway also, based on certain conditions, certain performance, we say, okay, this is operating at A, this is operating at B, this is operating at C. Like that. It's a letter designation. A is the best, F is the worst. Fail. Actually, F is fail. Worst. System breakdown means there is need to be completely replaced. That system cannot work. Now, this thing they are dependent on 3 interrelated things. What I do by interrelated? This will depend on this will. So they will affect speed, travel time, density, delay. LOS defined by a single measure of effectiveness. So it will take the effectiveness with respect to speed, travel time, density, and delay. What will happen if you have less speed? Delay will occur, isn't it? Like that. Density will increase because people are moving slow. If they are moving fast, maybe so they are all dependent. What density also depend upon for a given segment on the Daman-Hover highway. At, for example, 5 o'clock there is a match at a stadium in Daman, and everyone started moving from here at 4 o'clock. So between 4 and 5, the density of the cars on that road will increase. Isn't it? Like that. Sometimes it will decrease. It will just the examples I am giving you to get you an understanding of what we are talking about. So this is what a highway. Now on a highway, what is a basic freeway segment? If which is basically a segment of freeway that are outside the influence area of ramps or weaving areas and have uniform traffic and roadway conditions. Now, did you get in the first? I asked you what is the basic freeway segment. This is what it is. So it is it's a part of the highway, but it is that portion. It can be 1 kilometer, 5 kilometer, or this in which you don't have any entrance to exit or to come inside. Straight. You are free there. You don't have to look somebody coming this way, this way. Everyone is going like straight because we are talking about expressway or freeway. Freeways are. So basically, when you have something like this ramps or this, it is not considered as a basic freeway section, also sector. Okay. Then when we are going from Dammam to Riyadh, every 10 kilometers there is a roundabout or not roundabout. Sorry, there is a bridge to take a U-turn. Like that. Otherwise, on the freeway, once you cross, I cannot turn now, I have to go. Within city or this, you will find. But on the highway, now what procedure is, they put every 10 kilometers. Unless there is a city coming in where you have to take exit to that city or this, whatever it is. Kufuf is coming or some other like that. So keep that in mind. Very basic things to understand. And as I told you, instead of words, I put it in terms of pictures. Isn't it? The picture itself talks. What is level of service? Few cars far away from each other. There is nothing. You are relaxed and you are going with your speed. Number of cars increase a little bit more. It's become level of service B. On the same segment, within that particular segment. Now, number of cars increase more, C or D. It depends upon the conditions. Then you have worst. You see, cars touching each other. They are going like this. It's like a small street of a cover or urban area. No, it cannot happen on a freeway like that. So this is the E, or E means, and last level of service actually is the P. Now, how they are defining it? The level of service A is if the density range of passenger cars per mile per lane is 0 to 11. In 1 mile distance, yes. Okay. In 1 line, in 1 mile distance, how many? It should be only 10. 10 to 11. 0 to 11 means you have to 10 cars. From 11, it will start B. Like that. So, like if number of cars in a 1 kilometer or 1 mile section, if it become more than 45, it is too many cars. It's no more a functional free. I'm not talking, keep it in mind, this is not for small roads or even our Dammam highway is a highway, it's not a freeway. Freeway is something where free. Everyone, without interruption, he has to flow. Like you can say Riyadh to Jeddah highway or Dammam to Riyadh, big major cities like that. So is it not interesting how easy it is? Now, how this level of service, there are certain concepts, there are equations which has been made and modified every 5-10 years based on the different data or the research that has been done. And every time the software gets modified, the equation. So there are many factors. There is a graph by which they interpret the flow rate versus average number of passenger car and define the level of service. We will not go into details of it as it is a theoretical thing. You should learn it in the theory course. The software utilizes these values to give you the end result. That's what I am trying to put. Density independent of free flow service level. So maximum density, minimum density based on that. Now, what is free flow speed? Every highway has their own speed limit. Yes.
The PC, what is it?
Passenger cars.
Passengers car.
Yeah, passenger cars per mile, per lane. It's a 3-lane road. It's a 4-lane road. So per lane, per mile, because these units here are in miles, speed also in miles per hour. You can convert it into kilometers per hour.
Yes.
Now in the new capacity highway, we have both units. Earlier they were using miles per hour.
1.6.
And in US, it's common. They use still, if you go to the highways, they have miles per hour there, not the kilometers per hour, like we have over here. So this is just a point of this. Now, free flow speed, every highway has their own speed limit defined, isn't it? Every highway, how much, 200 or 120 or 100, whatever. Overview of HCM 200. HCM 200 or 210 come in two formats. It is in the book or in the CD-ROM. And nowadays, of course, there is no CD-ROM or this book is there. We have this I think in our library or this highway capacity manual in the form of book, but nobody is using. Nowadays we have this software, just it comes in a CD or this, once you install, it can be used. And software is a big thing, keep it in mind. Freeway segment is only one part of it to give you introduction to the software, and the most easiest thing that you can do in it can do horizontal curve design, vertical curve design, traffic signal timing design. There are many parts of it. Okay, so this is what we will be doing. Now, like I was saying, a table of content of X highway capacity manual or software is the same thing. First is introduction, concept, methodology, simulation, and there are other contents, introduction, capacity analysis, and level of service concept. Like that, you have this. Part 2 is concept. Part 1 was introduction, part 2 was concept. It has different parts because what we say, the learning objective here in the lab of this is to introduce a student to highway capacity software or manual. Okay? Nobody can learn it, even graduate students cannot learn the full software or the full things in one one shot. So here you should know that it has different parts in it. Wherever, suppose in future you are in a consultancy or wherever, you are doing urban street analysis in the city, around. So you can go to chapter 10 and click on it and it will open and whatever is the analysis it can do. As I am this. So here we have this. Chapters in part 2 describe factors affecting level of service, identify required input, suggest default values for input, provide service volume table. So all these things, I'm sure we should have already covered it because this is a part that at least some introduction to it, some understanding of the concept should be given in the theory class. So already we should have, Dr. Hamad might have covered it. Now the content, freeway facilities and this. All these are, we will open AutoCAD, sorry, so this software I'm saying AutoCAD. So anything we can click on it, whichever we want, it will open up like that. Bicycle analysis, interesting. See, pedestrian. Now you have bicycles. Like 2-3 years before, somebody from here came to me and he will make a bicycling group in the KFU game. You know him? What is his name? He is in industrial engineering department. So he tried to push a lot with the students and with to start doing cycling because healthy and this over there. But I think, and some of the guys, they joined him, they made a group of 8 students, 7, 8, they come to me, we put some, try to identify the lanes and parkings, etc. within the campus. But somehow it didn't work because more people did not join. You know, the laziness, we want car and we just want. So if you start, but in US universities it's very common. Within the campus, they don't allow cars. Okay, because the charges for parking are much higher that even if you have too much money in your pockets also, you cannot pay. You will feel sometime, oh no, this is becoming now too much. In 1 month I am wasting so much time just for parking my car, like that. So because they want to encourage bicycling and having a healthy habits, etc. And they cause congestions, all those things. So here, just to give you an idea, maybe you can join, just search on this, that group is still there. He tried a lot, but our own traffic group over here, committee, we have a university traffic committee. Somehow they did not support, or he came to me and he was saying that. Now, we are going to do today chapter 23, which is basic freeway segment. Like, this is an introduction. I am just giving you an idea that there are many things in it. When something comes to your mind, you should say, okay, I will go to highway capacity manual. Surely I will find about it. Suppose there is a straight line and you are an engineer. You have some work. You are doing a civil work, civil engineer. But there is something related to street lights, posting or this, whatever. You can go highway capacity manual, type it, you will get all the information about it. In one place to shop everything related to transportation. Right. Now, the lab session, level of service analysis of basic freeway segment. So, characteristic, fully accessed or controlled, 2 or more lanes in one direction divided. This is what characteristic of a highway is given to you in the lab manual. You have a lab manual. I can open it because soft copy is available there. In there are certain problems given to you. We will be analyzing using those problems. So this is the equations which it used, and equations get modified from time to time, and using the graphs it will calculate. Now here for ideal freeway condition, the terrain should be level. Grade is 2%. Not too much high or low, you know, high. So that is, the lane width is 12 feet, 3.6 feet. And the width of the shoulder is 6 feet, 1.8 feet. Sometimes due to some reason you may have to reduce it, increase it, but this is the ideal conditions. But only passenger cars are allowed. What do you mean by passenger cars? Now here is the no trucks, okay, which is not possible usually. And passenger cars also. What is a passenger car? Now you have to, because there are many trucks also. Trucks are big thing, but there are many trucks. There's trailers. I am not talking of trailer. GMC is a big size compared to a car, isn't it? Like that. There are three. And familiar driver population. Familiar means they know the road. I am not new to this country. I am just driving first time. Every time I am careful. I may miss exit, etc. Isn't it? That's called unfamiliar drivers compared to that familiar driver. Now, level train and this. Now, level of service versus delay, interrupted versus, and what we have reviewed in this particular session or this presentation is what is level of service versus delay. Level of service is a return given to a segment of a highway based on the capacity it can handle. Delay is nothing but a concept where traffic gets delayed. Because in a freeway segment, do you expect delay? No. You start because you know that there is a 4-hour travel from Riyadh to Dammam. So, approach, 99% of time you should take 4 hours to reach. You will not expect, unless there is a big accident and the whole highway gets stopped and something other, isn't it? So, like that. What interrupted versus uninterrupted facilities? Very simple. Interrupted, where you have traffic signal or some sort of interruption. What are your goals as a transportation engineer? What you want to achieve? You are a planning engineer and you want to plan a road, for example. In the initial, you are making a road planning with a level of service A or level of service B or C. It depends. What is meant by everyone? If you want to start a road, make a road, design a road, what level of service you would like to have? A. But is it possible to go with A? Everyone what A? A means even a blind person can construct a, instead of 3 lane, I put 6 lane, so that it is too big, like what we have now. When they come in 70s and early 80s, they built roads in German companies and other foreign companies in Saudi Arabia. They built it too big. That's why it is still satisfying till now. You know, you don't need to upgrade Riyadh Jeddah highway. Still, it is within capacity.
But usually, even if it's big, it's not related that it should be an A, level A.
Yes, it will not be because other conditions may also affect. Now, what is the other concept I want to say is not that every time as a designer, as a you can go for an A because it needs this also. A level of service A road, if you are, the project cost will go in 10 times higher than the level of service C or D. So every government at a given period, they may have recession, they may have overcome, so the project, so they are defined. So for that reason, sometimes you want A, but you cannot. Because of even if you have money, sometimes space is not available. The road is going through a city. For example, now for the Riyadh metro, money is available. They already put somewhere, but there are so many obstructions. Because there are buildings, there are this, there is big, they have to go somewhere underground, they have to dig. When they start digging, a geology problem or earth problem, etc., foundation problems are coming, the soil is falling, this, like that. Are you getting? So it's not about, there are a lot of factors which we have to be considered. So this is the overall things. Now, expressway is the first category, then comes the freeway, highway, arterial, then street, then thoroughfare. Thoroughfare is a small road access road, like there is a road which is accessing to the city. Level of service is a concept intended to capture factors such as speed, travel time, freedom of maneuver, and safety. It's a factor. The grade, which is capturing these things, freedom of maneuver, how easy you are. While driving, you are not much concerned that there is a car coming, so there should be free. When you are traveling, relax mode. That's what it is, and safety should be there. Example problem. This is what the software will look like, or I think this is from the older version of the software. Newer version has a different interaction or the interface menu. Do the lab exercise 8.5 as given in your lab manual using the data given in the example and then by changing the volume and turn percentage. You have to change the volume and the turn percentage of page. Take the printout and attach it to your report. Hope this will help you in learning and attaining the basic knowledge of basic free essay. So now I will open the lab manual. I know you don't have it in the blackboard, you can open it. Okay, there is a lab manual.
عايش حسن
ان شاء الله.
اي بعد ما كان شيء
Can you just please take the attendance because there are so many absents today.
كيف
You can just type. Write the date, see it for free today, and just write them, write the name ID and sign. Or
ما هو روح. من وين افتح والله